ਹੈਲੋ ਗਾਇਸ, ਵੈਲਕਮ ਟੂ ਮਾਈ ਨਿਊ ਵਲੌਗ। ਅੱਜ ਅਸੀਂ ਚੱਲੇ ਆ ਲੰਡਨ। ਇੱਥੇ ਮੇਰੀ ਕਜ਼ਨ, ਮੈਂ ਚੱਲਾ ਆਪਣੇ ਕਜ਼ਨ ਨਾਲ। ਮੇਰੇ ਕਜ਼ਨ ਨੂੰ ਵੀ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਦਾ ਕਿ ਇੱਥੇ ਆ ਰਿਹਾ ਜੋ ਭੱਜ ਗਏ, ਉਹ ਸਾਰੇ ਭੱਜ ਗਏ। ਕੋ ਆ ਉਹ ਹੈਗੇ ਬੜੇ ਕਜ਼ਨ ਜੋ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਮੈਂ ਇੱਕ ਕ੍ਰਿਕਟ ਵਾਲੇ ਮੈਚ ਦਿਖਾਇਆ ਸੀ ਪਿਛਲੇ ਵਲੌਗ 'ਚ। ਅੱਜ ਜਾਊਂਗੇ ਲੰਡਨ। ਆਇਆ ਮੇਰੇ ਕਜ਼ਨ ਉੱਧਰ ਲੋਕ। ਅਸੀਂ ਜਾਊਂਗੇ ਲੰਡਨ, ਉੱਥੇ ਘੁੰਮਾਂਗੇ, ਉੱਥੇ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਗੇ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਦਾ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ ਆ। ਮੈਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਜਾ ਕੇ ਮੇਲੇ ਦਾ ਦਿਖਾਉਂਗੀ ਤੁਹਾਨੂੰ ਕਿੱਦਾਂ ਉੱਥੇ ਹੁੰਦਾ। लंदन आई थी लंदन आई थोड़े से होंगे अ जाइंट
Somehow I keep getting by. Oh, ask me why. I'm wasting my time. Everyone's putting screens in. When I wake up, well, you know I'm gonna be बहुत ज़्यादा ही ऊपर आ गए यार। हम ये हो जाएगा सारी बिल्डिंग थे उसे ना एक चलो ठीक है इसे आगे का इस साथ टॉप है मैं थोड़ा एक हो चीज ऐसे ब्रांड
ਆਗਮ ਆਗਮ ਖੜੇ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਕੋਲ ਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਪੁੱਤ ਕੋਲ ਨੂੰ ਹੋ ਜਾ ਉਹ ਹੈਕ
ਗਲਵਸ ਦੇ ਵਿੱਚ ਆ ਇਸੇ ਕੀ ਬਲੂ ਇਸੇ ਕੀ
Thank you.
from single cone. Oh, go get it.
This.
Wait.
Can we get single cone?
It's in the cone.
Chocolates in it. Sorry, can you change the chocolates in it, please? Okay, जिन्हें तुसी लेनी? Strawberry slushy. And Sprite. Two strawberry slushy, please. Thank you. Anything else? Yeah. So if you don't have money, what do you do?
You went up to the hospital just over there. You went up to the hospital.
What is it?
Seated throughout the journey. Well, a very good afternoon to you all. My name is Mark. It's my pleasure to be your guide here on board the London Annual Cruise for at least the next 40 minutes. Everyone here on the upper deck, hello. You may recognise me from such cues as that one over there. You're welcome. We're very multi-talented. Thank you so much for joining us here on the Room Cruise. Just to reiterate an important message you just heard in that safety announcement. Everyone here on the upper deck, now you can go downstairs. It's going to get really hot on the upper deck. You can go downstairs, that's fine. We ask you not to stand to take pictures or videos or stand for long periods of time. There's enough room for Jack. I will die on that hill. Welcome to the city of Westminster. We have lots of royal beginnings, and over here on your right hand site, you have the largest palace in the United Kingdom. This is the New Palace of Westminster. Called the New Palace because long ago there was once an old palace. That was until 1834 when the Exchequer at the time burnt some wooden tally sticks underneath the floorboards of his office. He burnt that building down to the ground and this one was built in his place, built by a man called Sir Charles Barry and completed in 1870. Locally, we call this building the Houses of Parliament, and that's because it's home to the government of the United Kingdom. Inside, 2 debating chambers, Commons. You see what's happening here? A simple system in place for more than 400 years to stop corruption. Yeah, exactly. Moving on swiftly. Now, directly in front of us, we now have the Royal College of Nursing, those 3 red brick buildings. Origins are in Florence Nightingale. If you don't know who she is, she's basically the mother of nursing. It's because of Florence Nightingale that we have systems in our hospitals, such as the ward system and general cleanliness. They didn't exist in hospitals until she returned from the Crimean War. Along with laws such as you cannot wear a suit of armour in Parliament, a genuine law, and also you cannot carry a salmon suspiciously in the city of Westminster. Try saying that after a few drinks. No, it's a genuine law passed only in the 1980s. During an election year, politicians were worried that people would buy salmon. Now, I don't care how old you are, you will probably do it. If they wave back, they tend to be locals. Sorry, if they don't wave back, they're locals. We don't like people, guys. Hello. Oh God, posing. So why do we call it Big Ben? Well, the sign all that's holding it up is those 2 metal beams going into the Queen's Walk. An observation wheel because the glass pods are outside the structure. Unlike a traditional British wheel where they tend to be on the inside, we do not use the F word on board everyone. This is an observation wheel, not a Ferris wheel. 32 glass pods around the outside, that's one for each borough of London. However, if you look at in its first year of operation, 365 days, British Airways made back that £75 million. How depressing is that? Let's wave at people, it makes everything better. These bridges we're approaching here, these are your Golden Jubilee bridges. The youngest bridges to cross the River Thames opened in 2000. There is the world famous Savoy Hotel. When it was built, it was the world's most luxurious hotel. Today is one of the world's most luxurious. You can stay in a standard double room over there for the bargain price of £3,500 a night, with a minimum 3 nights stay. But you're going to want to stay like the stars, the likes of Frank Sinatra, Marilyn Monroe. Building with the electronic screen just beyond the trees there, that's the Royal National Theatre. It was the ugliest building in Britain by a very own King Charles III. He compared it to the backside of a power station. I have to agree it is pretty ugly, but it's meant to look like that. It was all a random selection of geometric shaped windows and we put them in a random order. The judge believed them, meaning Oxo became the only company to legally advertise here on the River Thames ever since. Many people believe that was the last case the judge ever worked. It did become a bit of a laugh every day, making it the second largest owned cathedral in the world today, second only to St. Peter's in the Vatican City. Now, Blackfriars is also home to the part in the river that Victoria. They used to hold up the old William Pitt Bridge, named after one of our old prime ministers, but locally and more recently we called it the St. Paul's Railway Bridge. It stood here until in that building. 3 to 4 hours to walk around if you really want to enjoy yourself. If not, they've thought about you. You see those railings halfway up there? That's a cocktail bar. And that makes... that's a cocktail bar. I don't remember leaving last time, guys, but it really starts to speak to you after 2 or 3 drinks. I don't really get modern art, it's not my thing. Last time I visited, there was a banana salad taped to the wall. I didn't find it very appealing. But that's still at your right hand side, that thing. I guess it proved one thing. Shakespeare really knew how to bring the house down. I wish I could say that was the last one, it's not. Now carrying on the right hand side, this building here, the anchor to the direction we're travelling, the tip bit would be Cooling Lane, which is where the Great Fire of London started. A baker called Thomas Farrader, he was the baker for the Royal Navy, finished HMS Belfast, built in the same docks in Northern Ireland as the Titanic, but thankfully this one had a much better career. Well, I didn't think my poetry was that bad. This one had a much better career. Credited with the liberation of Europe after firing those first shots of the D-Day landings, it sunk one of Germany's most notorious warships, the Scharnhorst. In the 1950s, it was sent to be decommissioned, but the Imperial War Museum stepped in and for £1 coin they purchased this vessel, and it floated here as a museum and a memorial to all those of the Allied forces who gave their lives during the First and Second World Wars. Purely cosmetic and is there to make the bridge blend in with the much older Tower of London, currently on your left-hand side. Now, we will talk more about the Tower of London's history on our way back up the river, but just quickly, that centre building with the full weather vanes, that is the oldest part, that is the White Tower. Construction on that started in 1060.
Guys, when it's backstage, अगर बहुत सुंदर म्यूजियम है, समझो कुछ ये तो कुछ ये आना फोर्स तो बहुत शादी वाली है पुरानी स्टोरी है पुराने जमाने बस बनने तो दरिया थे जो that's not nothing already got उठे जो हड्डी से वो काफी उठे ओने को क्लोन लेना बहुत मजा ने एंजॉय करने थे इधर ऑटो भी आ इंडिया वर्गे पर बहुत लागत लगे थे You can go to see the road. Yeah, guys, अगर ये बाय रोड इंडिया तो आया मतलब इंडिया तो लंदन इंग्लैंड यूके आया बहुत दूर से गाइस आज सारे फ्लैग दिखते पे थे इंग्लैंड ने सारे इंग्लैंड ने सारे देशों के राज किए सारे जो भी गाइस फाइनली से पहुंच लगे अपने मतलब लोकेशन से रानी का महल उसे पहुंच लगे बिल्कुल सामने हुए उनने जो कि थोड़ा दिखाऊंगे किधर दिखता है बहुत बड़ा यार फिर तो कोई बड़ी शेप बन दी था बड़े जगह खोल देते हैं आया हो गाइस आज से सारे लंदन ट्रिप इसी की तरह बहुत इंजॉय बहुत मज़ा आया नाले बढ़िया लगे सब्सक्राइब लाइक शेयर कर देना होने से कर दे व्लॉग 1 2 3 गो पियो